Yes, the holidays, a time for togetherness and family, but yes, politics have also bled into just about every corner of our daily lives, including the family dinner table. As evidence around here, keeping things civil with those with whom you disagree can be a bit of a challenge. My guest tonight, friend of the show, Marine Corps veteran and mental toughness expert, Rittmeyer, up late with me tonight to talk about on the show. Good to see you.
Jim, my man, I love in studio. I love it.
I know, because I hadn't seen you for so long. And I thought, is this the first time you've been live on this show? I feel like in studio, or at least in studio with me. I feel like most of the time we've had you on, but every time we have you on, I want to show people the book title because you wrote the book, The Emotional Marine, where every time we have you on, it's right over the shoulder there. There it is. 68 mental toughness and emotional intelligence secrets to make anyone instantly like you.
And it's camouflage. It's written in crayon. It's got big margins. Anybody can read it.
One of the things, and one of the many lessons in the book, really, is just about these situations we find ourselves in. You know, whether it be for Thanksgiving, whether it be for Christmas, regardless of what it is. A lot of people approach it with dread these days because you know there's going to be some sort of conflict.
Yeah, it's, you know, as a society right now, Jim, we've just gotten to the point where we can't accept an opposing point of view. We can't sit down with someone and discuss a topic we disagree on. Mm-hmm. The automatic instinct is to get emotional, and we get tied to these things where when somebody says something we don't like, we haven't been taught how to express our disagreements in a way other than yelling and screaming. It's a problem.
That's a really good point, because I think one of the things that we've learned about society, you know, whether it be from what we see on TV, is it's online especially. Most people, they have an opinion, they want it to come across, and they always believe that my opinion is the only just and right one. And I think that really is the genesis for so much of the disagreement we see in this country.
It absolutely is. And ultimately, all we want to do when we have any discussion is we just want to be heard, right? Mm-hmm. We want someone to listen to us. And this is the problem. We listen with the intent to reply, not with the intent to understand.
Yeah.
When we get into disagreements, we just have to recognize, I hear what you're saying. I disagree with you thoroughly, but I hear what you're saying. Step aside, set that emotion on the shelf, and just think logically and understand the person's probably not coming from a place of maliciousness or trying to hurt you.
Yeah, and especially, too, when we talk about the political angle of everything, because clearly on this show we talk about politics, and we have people who disagree with the guests that come on this show and things that we say on this show. But the reality is, at the end of the day, there is a time and place for those arguments. And that idea that you always have to be right or you have to get the last word, it's taken over the dinner table in many families across the country.
It has, and I think when you get to situations like that, like, people have to understand there's a time and place for this. Mm-hmm. You know, you have these people, again, these tornadoes that come in, the Cousin Eddies that roll in, right? You know they're coming, so prepare for it.
Yeah. So in your book, when you lay out some of these ideas, like, let's say you're at a family dinner, maybe somebody says something that you object to, or maybe somebody is trying to pick a fight there. What's your best advice to them?
The best advice is to stay in control of our emotion. We can't control what people say and do to us. We have 100% control over how we respond to that. Understand that we're emotional creatures. We're going to have an emotional reaction. Prepare for it. Know what's ahead of you. So when you walk in there, when the person says that one thing that triggers you, in your brain, you've already mentally prepared for it. So you can now divert to, pass the potatoes, please, as opposed to starting World War III.
Those are the fights you want. You want to have the fights about who has the better mashed potatoes versus sweet potatoes, as opposed to, you know, picking fights about what's in the headlines that day. Or you want to fight about football, or you want to fight about getting up the next day and doing that turkey trot, or as opposed to anything else.
What we want is just to be able to go somewhere and have some peace and quiet, right? This is all we want to do. It's like Kuna Matata. Why is everybody so upset about everything? Let's just eat and be happy and be merry.
Do people in your family, though, I mean, do you see that yourself, or do you lay down some ground rules before a family dinner?
That's a sensitive topic. I personally would not recommend the people to lay down the ground rules, because then people get hurt, right? Yeah. It's like, well, why are you coming at me like that?
But that's a good point. You're absolutely right. But yeah, I think that's one thing. If it's almost like you're saying you expect it, and I think people take umbrage to saying, what, you think I'm going to cause a problem here?
Right, it's almost like dieting, right? So if we know we're going to a place, when I go to Thanksgiving dinner, I know I'm eating 8,000 calories. So if I can prepare in advance, drink water, eat some lettuce, I'm not going to eat as much. Same thing mentally. Prepare for it.
So you're comparing it to lettuce and water.
I love lettuce and tree bark and crayons. I'm a Marine. It's what we do.
All right, so the book. Let's talk about the book real quick, because holidays are, coming up. Like, it might be a good gift out there. What can people learn from it?
It's how to connect with people, Jim. The ladies love this book. They buy it. They give it to their male spouses, partners, whatever. Guys just don't know how to communicate. Guys aren't emotionally intelligent creatures, generally speaking.
Wow.
It's an accurate statement. I've seen a lot. I trained, I've coached, I've hired, I've fired. This book is just all about getting people to connect with other people, understanding where we're coming from. It's an emotional depth that we have to connect with people emotionally at work, at home. When we do, relationships Relationships get deeper. Happiness is wonderful.
And you know what? One of the best ways to connect with other people, doing it in person as opposed to doing it over Zoom. Eric Rittmeyer, good to see you again.
Appreciate you having me, brother.
And the Final Five is back right after this.